villains?
There will be new faces, new heroes, new villains, in addition to some of the familiar cast coming back for year two.
Awesome. Any spoiler alerts?
Not yet. We're pretty early. We haven't even started shooting yet. We've written the first couple of scripts. We have outlines up to the middle of the show, and then we know what the story arcs are to the end of the season. But we haven't cast a lot of the new people yet, and a lot of their fundamental characters are still being massaged and worked on.
So how involved are you with the show day-to-day basis?
I'm not involved day to day. Steve is the day-to-day showrunner. It's really his baby. He's the one that's the guy on the spot. I supervise. I give notes and thoughts. I'll talk with the writers periodically. They might call and ask me questions or whatever. So I try to I try to help without getting in the way.
How do you go from having like a big show like Battlestar Galactica and then sort of dealing with the pressure or the hype that comes with a new project?
It's just what the job is, that's what I like and I look forward to it. So it's stressful and it takes a lot of effort to do it, but I can't imagine doing anything else. So if you get one of these things going, you're just grateful to have it and grateful to get on the air, and especially grateful to get a second season, because so many shows either don't make. Things are cut off at pitch, things are cut off at script, they're cut off at pilot, and then they're cut off after a season. So to keep jumping through all those hoops successfully is an amazing run.
Since you're in the position of being able to kind of look at it from a little bit of an outsider's point of view and look at it as a whole, what do you think was most successful about season one? And then talking with Steve about things to tweak it and focus it, because there's a lot of competition with supposed to talk about the viral things now. What were those conversations?
I think we agreed that the darkly comedic tone of it was great, and the music was something that set us apart from other people. Particularly the way we opened season one was very interesting and caught people's attention. The episode-a-day format was a nice structure for us. It kept the story contained and claustrophobic with a sense of a ticking clock going on, and it forced us to complete the show as opposed to just stretching the story beyond the breaking point. We liked the characters and liked a lot of the way their backstories worked and feathering all that in, and then people had secrets. We definitely liked all that.
More of that for season two, or do you find that there were some things that you wanted to adjust and change?
There's always things you adjust, things you learn. Not every shock moment works, not every quirk works, and you also. On an ongoing series, the writers start to learn about their cast. Season one, you're learning along the way, but you never quite catch up. You're writing ahead, you're seeing dailies, you're like, oh, that's interesting, but it's not until you put the show together that you start to see really how the dynamics are playing out. Oh, the chemistry between those two is interesting, or this didn't work. Oh, she's really good with humor, let's write more to that. So that by the time you get to the second season, now you've taken all that knowledge, and now you can really sort of apply it towards, we know what we're doing in terms of who the players are, and we can really write to their strengths, so we can carve the show specifically for them.
Is there a certain amount of, you're saying that you kind of learn about people and their chemistry as you go along, but you also have certain things that you have to sort of get to in the story-wise. So how flexible are you thinking you're going to be going into the season, and how much more flexible do you have to be when you're actually writing?
It's hard on a serialized show like this because you have to plan these things out and you have to kind of keep to the path, because if you start pulling threads, then things unravel backwards and forwards. If you're working on episode 4 and you have an idea, you really have to make sure that it lines up with where you're going and also what you've established. So you want a certain amount of flexibility because you want to sort of make discoveries along the way and bring them into the show. But it's tricky because you really are in this intricate tapestry and you have to be careful, which you change.
Is it hard to work on this show and then have another show that you're trying to get up and running at the same time?
It is. Like I said, Steve's really the guy, and the lion's share of my time is really spent on Outlander, and I kind of go in and out and try to be helpful and provide sort of a perspective from somebody who's not there every day, and I can kind of look at it with somewhat fresh eyes and say, well, okay, this is what's occurring to me, or how about this idea? Because every writer's room, the Outlander room included, always, it's a bubble to an extent, and there's a lot of pressure, but you're talking just to each other, and periodically it is nice to hear a voice from the outside.
Is there anything particular in season 2 that you would like to see the story go towards, gravitate towards?
Sure. And I'm not sure what I can say about that, really, because we're trying to do that, yes.
Almost bad.
Almost good.
How are you enjoying your Comic-Con?
It's good. It's hectic. You know, it's a bit of a grind, you know, on some level, because there's just bang, bang, bang onto this and that. But these are good problems to have, as my agent is fond of saying, so I can only complain so much.
Did you watch shows like a drama strain, movies like a drama strain, comparison of
We did, particularly before the first season. That's not really my genre. It's not really my thing. On the first season, before the show was even made, I didn't even want to read the script because it wasn't my cup of tea. I was like, I don't want to do a virus show, and they just kept pushing it on me. Sony just kept saying, no, you got to read it, you got to read it. And when I read it, I was taken with the characters, and I just liked the way it was kind of grounded and sort of it was all sort of based in some reality. And it was a page turner, and I just wanted to see what happened next. And that's still what attracts me to the show. The medical mystery of it and the more horrific elements of it are not so much about what I love. I love the character stuff, and I like embroidering the mythology, and I like coming up with the twists and turns that take the audience off guard. And then Steve and the other writers are the ones that really embrace the other aspects of the show, the more technological and the medical mystery of it, and the horrific elements that, you know, I'm not the guy that's going to pitch the rats eating Doreen, but I love it. It was like when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's really dark and weird. Let's do, you know, that's great. You know.
Hey guys, I'm gonna pull them right now. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.